each other, you know, and ask around out there to your viewers, hey, how do you do this? Or how does this, how can I do this easier? Or how can I save some time here? Us, the people that dedicate ourselves to the safety, do the same thing. I talk to some of my mentors, some of the people that got me into this business, and some of the people that I worked with over the years, and everybody agrees on one thing. One of the biggest challenges that we have as safety managers has to do with respiratory protection. And from my point of view, I think the reasons are simple. We're just not wired from a physical standpoint to protect ourselves from that. We don't have that instinct. If, for instance, right now you're fixing to touch a pipe that is 800 degrees, you feel the heat waiting for you to get to it, your immediate reaction is to move your hand away, right? If you're working 200 feet up in the air on a building and you get to the edge, if you look down, I mean, that vertical sensation gets to you immediately, and you immediately want to step back, right? That's just your body, I mean, triggering a reaction, you know, to protect yourself, right? But just think about this. I mean, if we're in this room right now and all of a sudden one of you guys starts coughing, your immediate reaction is going, what is wrong with me? I might be getting sick. But you don't immediately get up and take off and get out of the room thinking, wait a minute, maybe there's something in the environment that's hurting me, right? You don't do that. I mean, our body is so much not wired into that we're able to stick into our body things that are not good for us, like smoking, right? And not only will our body get used to it, we will actually crave it. So our lungs do not distinguish between good air and bad air. And that's not something that we're wired for, that we are to protect ourselves. And that's what makes it so dangerous. Honestly, that's the biggest danger that comes from it. The other thing is the fact that the changes that happen with respiratory protection usually happen in such a subtle way and through an extended period of time that they're almost unnoticeable. I still think about it, I mean, going back to when I started working in Tucson, which was an open shop around like this, completely open, no walls. And I remember getting there and staying after the shift to making sure that everybody had turned off their valves on the bottles, because we didn't have a night shift over there, and making sure that everybody had turned down their equipment and everything. And I remember seeing that cloud of smoke still under that roof, you know what I'm saying? Slowly starting to dissipate. And I remember getting out there the first days and being dizzy. You know, walking out there and like, whoa. After a while, I don't get dizzy anymore. I got used to it. I don't think that's a good thing to get used to. The other thing that I saw in Tucson and that really caught my eye, there's a lot of retired people that have, especially people with money, that have a home around Tucson because of the weather. Basically, people that live up north and have a house there, and it's cheap to, you know, have a house there to come through in the winter to get away from the cold weather. And you see a lot of, you know, up in age folks out there just exercising in the morning. I started paying attention to one of them that ran right there, right where I made my turn off of my house, going towards work. Talking about 4:30 in the morning, 70-year-old man. And I'm guessing about 70-year-old man, old. I'm glad he's not here, you know. But I started paying attention to where I would meet him every day, you know, depending on what time I left the house. And this guy, I can tell you, I mean, he was at least averaging 2 miles a day. I would sometimes find him here, and the next thing you know, I would be late, and I would run way the heck, you know what I'm saying, on the other side of that boulevard. And I was like, damn. I mean, he wasn't sprinting or anything, but he had his good pace going. I mean, and, you know, I bet you I couldn't keep up with him. I can promise you that. And I started thinking, I mean, man, that guy's strong. What did he do? I mean, all he did different is that he took care of himself. You know, that's what he did. I mean, and I know you've seen it too. I mean, and you've seen that other guy. You know what I'm saying? That guy that's walking into Walmart and is toting a green bottle. He's got 2 hoses stuck up his nose, you know, and then still going while he's walking until he sits down. And you've got a choice to make right now, guys. Which one of the two you want to be? That is basically going to depend on the decisions that you make right now, right here. Because that time is not as far away as it seems. They catch up with you and they catch us up later. All right, let's run. So, I mean, that's basically it. We're going to watch a video on it right now. And we're going to basically follow the same format that we followed with the forklift. I mean, if you guys have a question, if you have anything to say about it or any kind of comment about it, by all means, start talking. I'll stop it. and we'll go from there. Okay? All right, that's it for the closing.